Hello, tribal lovers. Today I'm going to talk about Tanzania's most interesting tribal groups. In last places, we've been operating in this country, in this Eastern African country, since 2012. I mean, most of the tourists see Tanzania as a safari place or just a vacation destination in the coast of the Indian Ocean or in Zanzibar, but there's more to it. In last places, our passion for these last tribal minorities has made us explore every corner of the country, and we've discovered up to 11 traditional ethnic groups that we divide in three socioeconomic groups. No, the first one would be the Hadzabe and the Sandawe. These two tribes, they're really small minorities. They're small minorities, and they would belong to the most primitive and original group of tribes. No, the hunter and gathering tribes. They used to live there in that territory before the Nilotes arrived from the north, and Bantu speaking peoples from the west, coming from Congo. The Hadzabe live around Lake Eyasi in central north Tanzania, and the Sandawe live towards the southern part of the country. The Hadzabe have lost their Khoisan language, but the Sandawe still have a click language heavily mixed with other Bantu languages that surround this tribe. And both groups are still hunter and gatherers. The Sandawe are bit by bit shifting to agriculture, but hunting is still very important in their economy. Hadzabes are more isolated, and they have retained their traditional form of religion based in animistic beliefs. The praise of the surrounding forests, rocks, the small rivers, and Lake Eyasi, while the Sandawe, bit by bit, they're being converted into Christianity and Islam. The elder generations, they still follow the traditional shamanistic beliefs, but the culture is rapidly changing due to the influence of foreign groups arriving to the region. Among the hunting-gathering groups, there's a very interesting minority that lives among the Maasai. It's the Akie people living south of Arusha in the northern part of the country. These people, in their looks, they don't have any difference with their Maasai neighbors. But until the 1980s, they spoke a different language, pre-Bantu language, and they still gather and hunt due to their lack of cattle. For the Maasai, they're a low caste, but in anthropological terms, they would be considered a different tribal group. On second term, we have the Pastoralists. These are the biggest and probably most outstanding tribal minorities in Tanzania, and these are divided between the Nilotic speaking groups represented by the Maasai, and the Maasai, they're also divided in two groups. The northern Maasai, related to the Kenyan Maasai, that live around the big game parks, and they're mainly pastoralists, semi-nomadic. And then there's the southern Maasai. The southern Maasai are shifting to agriculture, and their appearance is being influenced by surrounding Bantu groups. They speak the same language, both groups, but they're visually speaking, they're different, and their economy is slightly different too. Then in the pastoralist group, the other big ethno-linguistic group are the Togas. The Togas speak a Bantu language, and they're divided into 8 different tribes, being the Babarites, the more traditional ones, and the ones that still practice their facial scarification. Scarification in their case, it's quite unique, and it's around their eyelids. And then there's another group among the Doga pastoralists. They're called the Wataturu. the Wataturu or Turu people live in the central part of Tanzania, and they practice tattooing, facial tattooing, that is quite a rare facial modification in Eastern Africa, and it's consistent of a straight line from the forehead to the nose. I've seen this type of tattooing also among the Andebele in Southern Africa, and we've also seen it in among the Herero-speaking groups in southwestern Angola. But in the east of Africa, only the Wataturu practice this tradition. Finally, the ethnic group that Las Places visits are the Tsukuma. The Tsukuma are agriculturalists, they're sedentary. That's the main difference with respect to the other groups I've mentioned. They live around Lake Victoria, and what's special about them, that despite being converted to Christianity by the German colonizers and then after by the British, that the younger men, they dress in a traditional way until they go through the rite of passage. After this period, then they dress in Western clothes, but until then they use bangles, bracelets, necklaces, special hats handmade, and this gives them a unique aspect, a unique aesthetics that we like to see and understand the meaning of it. So here we're done with these three main socioeconomic groups. Tanzania, it's more than national parks and beach, and we invite you to join us in an ethnographic trip to Tanzania. So here I say you bye until the next time. Ciao.